You know, don't ever be in a hurry to get somewhere unless you have to go to the bathroom or unless you are doing a short video feature for Coffee and Headlines, which is what happened on Saturday when I was going to meet my dear friend Matthew along the Malecon. I figured, well, let's just whip out the camera and see what happens. Good morning, everyone. It's great to see you. Today is March 1st. And my first cackle of the day came courtesy of Raymond, who said, Happy March. I might make some marsa ball soup. You guys are too much. This is Coffee and Headlines. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, this is what we do. We act silly, we get silly, we share puns, we get snarky, we connect, we find headlines, we share them, we hear comments, and we go researching questions and all kinds of wonderful things to keep us connected to one another and keep us connected to our beautiful city, Puerto Vallarta, which is where many of us live permanently as a community of English-speaking locals. Some of us, well, some people live semi-permanently here, but, you know, you get to put on the local label if you feel it fits you. If it doesn't, no big whoop. And here we are, another day. It's great to see you as always, and it is great to have news, important news, interesting news, all kinds of news that we're going to share today. So we might as well get started, not before we encourage people to say new for the first time, if you are new for the first time, or new for the second time. I don't know. If you are new to the broadcast, right, Luna? If you are new to the broadcast, just say new in your comments. We'll give you a nice little welcome. If you have something truly important to share, let it stand aside by adding a capital letter Q at the beginning of your comment. We're going to take a look at our headlines. We'll take a look at our weather, as always, and then we'll take a look at your beautiful comments. So let's get the show on the road. Bam! A few weeks ago, we announced a questionable construction project in one of Marina Vallarta's green windows or green passages that connect the golf course with the rest of the neighborhood. Since its inception in the 80s, 1980s, Marina Vallarta has always relied on these undeveloped patches of green that connect the golf course with the rest of the neighborhood. And now we find out that after we announced that somebody was trying to build in one of those green windows, the Marina Vallarta Residents Association prevailed in a trial in having the project shut down after many weeks of trial edge, which is good for the developer. I mean, it's good for the development, not good for the construction company. Let's see what else could I have delivered a news item more awkwardly than that. I don't know, but it's the coffee. It's just kicking in. Um, we just visited Boca de Tomates, and it was a fun visit. I went there with some friends on my personal time. We got to see some video of getting there. And through the whole visit, I kept wondering, is this one of the last few times we're going to enjoy this? Because Vidanta is nearby, and Vidanta has concessions to these beaches. And now articles are starting to show up saying something to that effect. When the scandal or the situation of President of Mexico, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador's son's living arrangements in Dallas was made public, one of the things that transpired is that the president's son is working for a company owned by the Vidanta founder's family, and that the federal government in past administrations has granted concessions to Vidanta over the beach area in Boca de Tomates, which is presently undeveloped, and we like that. It's the place where crocodiles have their natural habitat, sandwiched between the border with the state of Nayarit and the airport. So now we know that Vidanta has concession to these lands, and of course, now publications like Vallarta Independiente are beginning to air concerns about the well-being of the families that live there and have these very rustic palapa restaurants, which I know some friends of mine are going to go visit later on this week. Well, this might be one of the last opportunities we have to do this if Vidanta follows through with their concession to that beach and continues developing in our state, as apparently it has been devised or planned all along. So all that I'm saying is that if you've never been to Boca de Tomates, this might be the season to do it, because Boca de Tomates may cease to exist if Vidanta continues developing in that part of our state. The article also mentions a similar situation south of Puerto Vallarta, where Fernando González Corona's company Grupo Tafer has been able to even change the course of a federal highway at Garza Blanca, something that has been possible through a federal concession that was granted a few years back. Moving right along, with Semana Santa around the corner, many of us are wondering, will the movement of tourists from one place to another, from one city to another, trigger another pandemic wave? Well, not in Jalisco, according to health authorities, as enough people in our state have received their vaccine protocol and the number of people getting a booster shot is increasing. I can think of many reasons to stay put during Semana Santa that have nothing to do with COVID, actually. It's simply, the city gets so crowded with tourists that it's a good idea, at least for me, to let the tourists enjoy our city, a city that we can enjoy for 51 additional weeks through the year. Let them go about their business and have a good time. In fact, Semana Santa is a great time to go visit places like Mexico City and Guadalajara, for example. My favorite time to visit Mexico City is Semana Santa because there's nobody there. Well, not nobody, but it is a lot more manageable during the holiday period. Um, so, no, according to authorities, we cannot expect or we should not expect another wave of the pandemic, although there's this other article where Health Undersecretary Hugo Lopez Gatell recently stated that even though there is a dramatic decrease in cases throughout the country at present time, it is not yet time to let go of basic mandates, such as wearing face masks out in public, keeping a safe distance from one another, and staying home if we don't need to be out and about. And that is not new to us, is something that hasn't gone away, although it seems to be disappearing. Although, we feel a little confident that if Hugo Lopez Gatell says we should still doing it, hopefully people will. But not now. Right now, we are going to take a look at our weather just to see what things are looking like for the rest of the week. Weatherman, where are you? You're really screwed up if Switzerland freezes your assets. Well, I don't have any assets in Switzerland, so I'm not going to think that applies to me. What I want to tell you is that it is 25 degrees right now, feels like 27. Fahrenheit is 78 degrees Fahrenheit, and our humidity is low at 47%, so it looks like it's going to be a lovely day to be out and about. Our weather forecast for today, clear day, with a high temperature of 28, low temperature of 17. Tomorrow, another clear day with a high temperature of 30, a low temperature of 18. And Thursday, another clear day with a high temperature of 30, low temperature of 17. What great weather to go walking. And I am going to go walking right after this broadcast so that I can have an interesting walk to share with you tomorrow, or hopefully an interesting walk. I don't know. Well, I know where I'm going. I just don't know what I'm going to find along the way. Now, somebody asked yesterday if Mexico President Andrés Manuel López Obrador had visited Puerto Vallarta over the weekend as originally announced by him. I mean, he said so himself in one of his press conferences. And I could not find any headlines to that effect today, with the exception of this one, in which Mario Herrera reported from Tepic that AMLO, President López Obrador, announced yesterday that Islas Marias will open to the public in April, an announcement that we were already aware of. So it is quite possible that AMLO was in the region. He was scheduled to come to Puerto Vallarta and then go to Tepic, but since there were no major inaugurations for him to spotlight his presence, maybe this is the reason why the visit has gone largely unreported. And also, while he is quick to announce that Islas Marias are going to be open to the public in April and will be accessible from San Blas in Nayarit, Puerto Vallarta in Jalisco, and Mazatlan in Sinaloa, there are no announcements yet, at least not locally, as to which tour companies will offer the experience. The Islas Marias are off the coast of Nayarit, so in a way they're kind of nearby, but I have heard from friends that have visited them that it takes quite a few hours to get there from Puerto Vallarta, unless you're going in some kind of fancy vessel. And there are no local tour providers that have fancy vessels that I'm aware of. Maybe Vallarta Adventures with their funky air catamarans or whatever, they can get there quickly enough. But we don't know exactly how or who is going to offer passage to go visit this wonderful place that I'm really curious about, because it's the last penal colony here in Mexico, and it has been restored to be a cultural and nature park. And the last headline that I want to share with you before we take a look at your comments: with a location secured at Plaza Patria in Guadalajara, the organizers of the Immersive Van Gogh experience have now offered a press conference with all the details that we need to know about this fabulous exhibition that is coming to our capital city in the future. For starters, The exhibition will not take place in March, as previously announced. It will be available to the public from April 6th to July 6th. So that's 3 entire months to go check it out. The price of admission will be 250 pesos for general admission and an additional 100 pesos for the virtual reality experience, or 330 pesos for VIP access to all of the activities. So less expensive than Mamma Mia, and that sounds good to me. The exhibition will take place following all the sanitary protocols. It will allow admission to children 3 years of age and older, and of course, children pay tickets. Will have a maximum capacity of 180 people per hour from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And the best thing of all is it's taking place later in the year, which allows yours truly more time to save some moolah to go looking for chingaderas at Bed Bath & Beyond, which is located at the same shopping center. Of course, looking at Bed Bath & Beyond is not expensive. It's the buying that concerns me, but I have to have a little bit of money just in case. According to this article, tickets are now available for purchase at the event's website, which is listed and will be available to you within the show notes. And this, my friends, is what we have for you today. Let me take a quick look at your comments, which are always so much fun to read. I did notice that... let's see what I noticed. Oh, I noticed that Gwen is enjoying her last day in Puerto Vallarta. Bummer, but I hope you had a good time, and I hope you'll come back soon. We have good mornings from Seattle, courtesy of Albert Candelaria. And we have good mornings from Versalles, courtesy of Mijal, with whom I had lovely tacos yesterday with Mijal and her husband, Barry. Congrats on your birthday, Barbara. Hacienda San Angel sounds like a wonderful place to go and enjoy a birthday. Let's see what else we have. Oh, in case you're wondering, I cannot stop making these chingaderas. Yesterday afternoon, I made another bowl. Oh, I'm holding it with my bad hand, and I cannot even hold it. Let me see if I can get it closer to the camera without knocking the microphone. There it is. Come on, focus. There you go. This is another bowl that I made yesterday out of nylon thread. I almost killed my fingers, and I'm going to use it for my little containers of Splenda in the kitchen. That's what I do to keep myself sane. Anyhow, let's see what else we have. Thought we were going to your house in the intro video. You know, Steve, I thought of that for a second, but I thought of that after the fact. Ooh, a cue. Good morning, Cluster. There must be some kind of holiday or day recognition for March 1st. Okay, I will send a letter if you want. I don't know what exactly we are recognizing today, but if Jill says we should have a special holiday, then we probably should. Let's see. Mary loved the walk to begin the show. It was a real surprise, made me happy. Well, thank you very much, Mary. I tried to upload that walk yesterday to Facebook, but I think Facebook went down, and this was reported. I tried it twice, and I failed. Anyhow, Lona says, can you clarify Boca de Tomates, the tomatoes? Boca. Oh, can you clarify Boca de Tomatoes? It's not the same as Boca de Tomatlan. I am happy to clarify that Boca de Tomates is not the same thing as Boca de Tomatlan. Boca de Tomates is located north of the city against the border with the state of Nayarit, as I said so before. And Boca de Tomatlan is located south of the city in the middle of the bay. Yeah, Fat Tuesday. I suppose I should get excited about that because that applies to me. Oh, Fat Tuesday. Love it. Oh, of course. Thank you very much, Troy. Yes, it's Mardi Gras and Carnival and so forth and so on. Now I get the Fat Tuesday reference. Of course we will be so sad if Boca de Tomates is gone. And and talk about an unhappy PR move. I mean, people locally are going to have so many grudges against Vidanta if that happens. Ugh. Let's see what else we have. Oh, there's another cue. Maybe a silly question, but is there any way to remove the subtitles from your broadcast? I find them very distracting. Happy Tuesday. That's a great question, Anna, and I think it's a question for Facebook. I know that there's a feature in Facebook in which you can remove the subtitles, going to Facebook or Google, a way to do it, or maybe somebody here. See, Michal volunteered something. You have to take CC off on your device. He doesn't put them on. Each device does. This is true because if I started mumbling words in Spanish, I'm sure the subtitles would come out wrong. In fact, one of these days, I should just mumble words like Huitzilopochtli or Ixtaxihuatl or Tepatlipoca or something like that and just see what the subtitles come up with, just to amuse you. Let's see what else. Oh, Raymond. Raymond is concerned about the Immersive Van Gogh exhibit. Won't the paintings get damaged underwater? Well, forget about the paintings, honey. I mean, talk about the outfits that we're going to be wearing. I mean, we have to wear clothes that are waterproof. Give me a fucking break. I love it. Oh, Raymond, I love you. Thank you for being so punny. You make my day. Javier wants to go see Van Gogh. I don't know that I want to see Van Gogh. I'd rather see his paintings. Boom. Let's see what else do we have. Harold, oh yes, I did. Harold, God bless you. Harold sent me a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon. Temptation, that's what you sent me, Temptation. And I do have something that I need from Bed Bath & Beyond. I've been putting a lot of hard-boiled eggs into my tuna salad. And you can cringe, I don't care. But I don't have a proper hard-boiled egg slicer. So that's the one thing that I know I'm definitely going to buy when I go to the Immersive exhibition and I make a stop at Bed Bath & Beyond. Let's see what else. Sorry to disappoint Patty. Sorry to disappoint Carlos, but the balls are not for sale. The day I start selling what I do for pleasure, then what else am I going to do for pleasure? Mari Gates says, is there a parade tonight for beginning of Lent? No, not that I know of. I haven't seen any headlines that have anything to do with parades tonight for beginning of Lent. Has anybody seen anything? If anybody has seen anything, please let us know. Let's see. March 1st is National Pancake Day in the U.S. Okay. Thank you very much for letting us know. And what else do we have? We already have grudges for Vidanta. Well, I'm going to stay out of that one. Oh, don't rain on my parade, Kathy. I love you, but I know I can dice hard-boiled eggs by pushing them through a metal cooling rack. It works perfectly. I know, but that's not as much fun as going to Bed Bath & Beyond and finding an OXO brand chingadera that is fabulous, and it'll cost me 300 pesos. In fact, what have I been doing? I have a little vegetable chopper, the kind that you go like this, kind of if you were going like, oh, no. Well, you know what I mean. You know I'm not, never mind. But still, parades are in New Orleans and Brazil for start of Lent. How unfortunate are we that this is not New Orleans or Brazil? I've never heard of us having a Lent parade. Has anybody heard of having a Lent parade? In Mazatlan, yes, definitely in Mazatlan, Mardi Gras is celebrated. There's a huge parade in Mazatlan, the Carnival, and it is one of, I think there's another Carnival in Veracruz. I'm not sure, but the Carnival in Mazatlan is probably the better known and the really big, awesome one. I was there once, and it was just spectacular. Anyhow, I need to make a caguama cover with bright Mexican colors and patterns. You mean like a turtle? Why would I want to cover a turtle with yarn? Poor thing. Oh, you mean caguama beer. Well, yeah, we could do that. That would be kind of fruity, but I think it would be fun. Let's see. Lent is a solemn season. Well, for people that celebrate Lent. Years ago, there used to be a Fat Tuesday parade in Emiliano Zapata. This is true. We used to have a Mardi Gras parade, but it was kind of like an excuse to have another gay parade, if you ask me. And it's no longer happening. Who will be getting their ashes tomorrow? Not tomorrow is Ash Wednesday already. My goodness, not me. But if anybody else is going to get your ashes, I hope your Wednesday is very ashy, as it should be, I suppose. For me, tomorrow is Walking Wednesday, and today will be the day in which we're going to go walking. Lots of questions, lots of cues today. Thank you very much for having so many wonderful questions. Thank you very much for your company. It's time to get going. It's time to prep for the walk today. And I can tell you where I'm going to walk. Why not? I'm going to walk along Vienna Street to the Hotel Zone, and then I'm going to walk north to Plaza Peninsula, where I'm going to meet some nice folk that are members of the cluster who kindly brought some Butterfingers for me to enjoy. So I might as well document the journey and take a look at a couple of new places that have opened on Vienna Street, a couple of new eateries that I'm curious about. So I promise I will walk slowly and I will point the camera in many directions. Thank you very much for joining us today. I hope this was fun for you. It was ashy and Lenti and parade and Mardi Gras-y and Vidanta-y for me, which is good. And I hope I'll see you again tomorrow. Have an awesome day. Stay kind and stay wonderful.